it's time for the first video of the new year. These are my 21 goals, resolutions, or this is my bucket list, whatever you want to call it, for 2021. Number one, okay, I'm really ashamed, which is why I'm getting it out of the way. I need to drive in 2021, guys. I don't know why this is not happening, okay? I just feel like I'm jinxed, and now in the pandemic more so, I feel like I'm feeling so helpless because I haven't taken like a cab since March, and we're in December, and I have never felt more dependent than I have right now. Like I have to like get Weber to come like and pick me up and drop me or take me anywhere I need to go, and we joke and he's like, yeah, I'm your Uber's here and stuff, because like I'm so dependent on him and I hate that. I really want to drive, and be able to like drive around in the pandemic has made me realize that there is no other option but to just do it. So 2021, drive, Sherry, drive. Number two is workout. Okay, so recently I saw someone commented on one of my videos and said, why don't you ever share your runs in your vlogs or the secrets to your like, you know, like body and fitness and whatever. And the truth is, the last pretty much, not the whole lockdown, like I think I was doing well till about June-ish, when we had Quarantine Charity, we had regular fitness stuff happening, and since it was like my initiative, I had to be part of those. I had to take part in every week. So I was working out twice a week then. I haven't run since last, I guess, January or February. Yeah, it's been the whole year. And that is completely not happened. But yeah, I've not worked out since June at all, other than walking Mars, which is barely a workout because it's more of a stroll. I haven't like worked out. And I don't feel great about that. Like I have a very high metabolism, so yeah, I can eat anything and get away with it. But I just don't feel like pumped or healthy. And I mean, running was my thing, but right now with COVID, I've just been paranoid to go out and run. And it's just, you know, like I just say the word COVID and I want to cough. Like it's psychological. And like I feel it's coming on. So yeah, I'm that paranoid, which is why I have not gone out running, because I can't run with a mask. You can't run with a mask, your lungs are going to get damaged. So yeah, I need to work out this year. Number three, shop responsibly. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, you know, think 200 times before buying things. Like I used to be someone who used to buy a lot of stuff like randomly, like a lot of high street shopping without thinking, you know, like you just go in anywhere and you're like, oh yeah, okay, let me buy stuff because I mean, it's my money, I earn it, I work hard, and you know, that like whole reasoning we have in our head. But this year has taught me that I don't need so much stuff. So I'm just like, you know, do I really need this extra pair of shoes when I have like whatever, 80 or 100? Or do I really need another pair of jeans? Or do I really need this, like when I'm buying stuff? So even right now, I've barely shopped the whole year. Like most of my purchases have been from local brands or, you know, smaller like designers or stores that I wanted to support in the pandemic. Other than that, I haven't really shopped. Like I haven't bought a lot of cool clothes and stuff because I have so many and I've been worn them the whole year. Like what I bought in the last Zara sale last January, I still have not worn out. So I feel like there's so much stuff anyway that I don't really need a lot of new stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to do more in terms of buying more local stuff, or thinking before buying anything. Like, do I really need it? Do I really want it? Like the stuff I would do before a luxury purchase, doing that for like even now regular purchases, because I feel like it's so easy to just like buy stuff and hoard it and have so much stuff, and we really don't need so much stuff. So yeah. Next up, eat healthier and try to cook more. Okay, so the pandemic has obviously turned into like this cooking festival for me. Clearly every day I'm in a new country. One day it's like a Middle Eastern fare, one day it's like pork chops, one day it's like Asian, and scary chef Sherry has really been like, you know, churning out some dishes because there was no option. So that's one thing I discovered, that I can cook if I want to, I have to. I'm not that bad either. Like earlier I used to be like, oh yeah, everyone used to mock me and joke about it in my family and be like, oh, Sherry can't even boil water and whatever. But now I'm like, scary chef Sherry, I got you guys, I got you, dinner's on me. And everybody laps it up and eats it and they're like, oh my god, like it's quite funny to hear my parents tell other people. They're like, you know, Sherry cooks so well now. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not 12, I do not need this. But yeah. So to cook more often, obviously, yeah, eat healthier because I order in a lot. Like initially in the pandemic, I think the first few months, the first couple of months, I never ordered anything because of the paranoia. And then once I started, there was obviously no stopping me. And I feel like now, because I don't spend my money on anything other than food, like whether it's good like produce to cook with or like sauces or like, you know, stuff like that, or baked goods, I spend it on ordering things. I eat a lot of dessert. So yeah, eat healthier and not eat so much dessert, because in the pandemic, I've literally been eating dessert maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm not talking like a piece of chocolate, guys. I'm talking like fully ordering like restaurant like desserts and eating them. So stop it, Sherry. Number 5 is learn Korean through K-dramas. Okay, guys, like it's crazy. I feel like I know so much Korean. Like I know so many words, right? Like I can teach you like immediately like stuff, you know, like if you were to say no, it's ani, like ani, no. If you want to say okay, it's like they. Or if you want to say hey, like hey, you stop it, you would say yeah. And what else? Sarange is like love you, or there's Yobo is like how we say honey in English to like your husband or whatever. Oppa is obviously like your BF or your older brother. And obviously you gotta say it like a Korean Oppa. So yeah, basically I have to watch a lot more K-dramas and learn like Korean through them, because I'm getting better and better. Like now I can actually string sentences together. I actually keep saying things around the house to Weber when he's looking at me like I've completely lost the plot. But yeah, learning Korean through K-dramas. Number 6, travel and like really savor and enjoy every moment of it. You know, like for someone like me, because of my job, I got to travel so much and I was really, really lucky. And this whole year there has been 0 travel and it has really made me value that. And I think the next trip that I take, or the next few trips that I take, I will literally be savoring each little thing that I took for granted. Because, you know, when you travel a lot as a creator, you start, like I used to travel every month. Like, I mean, if not internationally, at least within India for something or the other, somewhere or the other. I love to travel, meet new people, try different food, all of that. So for me, it just became so normal. Like, you know, that whole thing of, oh my God, I'm going abroad, I'm going here, like that. Somewhere you kind of take that for granted because it becomes normal as part of your existence and your life. But this year has taught me that you should never take that for granted, and I miss that so much. Like when I keep talking about our trips and when we can take the next trip and when we would like travel properly and things like that. And that is something that I really, really want to do as much as I can. Travel, and not just travel, but like soak it all in and just be like, oh, wow, this is what I missed. Because I feel like that is something I will definitely feel like on the next few trips. Okay, next up, I'm not gonna say launch some merch, but I'm gonna say like maybe collaborate with someone to kind of curate a collection, or do something that I love, or have some kind of merch. I can't really divulge a lot of details because I'm already working on something, and hopefully it will be up and running in the next few months. I have been trying to work on something that I thought of during the pandemic, and I have a lot of ideas. Like I want to do a jewelry line, I want to do you know, possibly clothing, so many ideas, but I just haven't found the right partners. But for the current thing that I really wanted to work on, I feel like I found someone, and I don't want to say a lot right now to jinx it, because that usually happens. Like what I end up saying in my bucket list doesn't really happen. Like the whole of 2020, my list is like pretty much more or less the same. I haven't managed to achieve a lot there. So yeah, it's like some kind of curation, some kind of line, some kind of merch, something. You know what I mean? Okay, the next thing I want to do is change my hair color. Okay, so during the pandemic, I have colored my hair this whole year myself, and I just not enjoyed it because I haven't got like that, you know, like that cool color. Like now with this length, like I really want to try, what is that thing that everyone does? Balayage, like the hair color technique or whatever, or do like 2-3 colors, or you know, like maybe do this part and then the base a different color. I don't know, because I feel like now I'm gonna get bored of this hair. Like I feel like I like this length because I can still style it. I'm so happy I can make braids again. I didn't realize how much I miss making braids. Like you guys see me making braids all the time, but I feel like I want to do more with my hair. So I think, you know, usually in their 20s, people like to experiment with their hair and go crazy. I never did that. I never ever colored my hair. I didn't really like hair color. And then when I colored my hair short, and then I did it, like colored it red, and I had like the browns in it, and then I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much cooler. Why did I not do this earlier? So I feel like with this length, I can really experiment with color because you can see a lot of it. So yeah, comment below with ideas, guys. What do you think I should do in terms of like coloring my hair in 2021? Because I really want to do things differently and change it up. And yeah, maybe go funky, maybe go, I don't know. I'm open to ideas. Number 9, give back more on a regular basis. I remember in the early stages of the pandemic when we started Quarantine Charity, it started more as a passion project for us to be busy and try to raise as many funds as possible, and not really thinking about where this is going to go or how where we're going to reach, you know. And the fact that we could raise 45 lakhs over the period that we did was shocking to me. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I would love to put my energy and my creativity into helping, you know, a lot of charities raise funds on a more permanent basis. And I just want to do more. Like, as in, I feel like we can do so much, like all of us could do so much. And I remember last year saying, if you're a charity and you want to work with me, get in touch. And I wanted to give back more. And I'm so glad that that is something I ticked off my list, because through Quarantine Charity, we managed to help so many charities, help so many people, help so many animals. And it was the most fulfilling part of the last year for me, honestly. And I just feel like I would love to do something like that on a more regular basis. I am drawn to animals, and I do love to do to work with a lot of animal charities. I do. But I want to do something more permanent. Like, I've also started an adoption Saturday. So guys, if you're ever looking for a pet, if you want a cat or a dog, every Saturday on my Instagram, I post adoption appeals for animals from across the country. So yeah, if you're ever interested, or if you have an animal that you want to put up for adoption, please tag me. I will share it on a Saturday. So little things like this that I want to make like permanent features across my platforms, or to raise funds like in a more permanent fashion. And yeah, I've been thinking of those things. So hopefully this year I can do something more concrete, something more permanent with a lot of charities. Number 10, upgrade my shoot setup. Okay, so I know I've been saying this even last year. I wanted to buy a new camera, but obviously then the pandemic hit, and I mean, I really didn't want to spend like lakhs of rupees in like the pandemic, where we obviously had to save. So I was like, no, now is not a good time. But I really want to buy a new camera. It's been on my mind. I also want to change things around in my room. I feel like the room's been this way for so long here, which is my shoot space. So we wanted to convert it into an office, which was another plan for 2020 that never worked out. So like transform the shoot space, whether making it into a more different, like my office vibe, getting a desk, all of those things, you know, and also upgrading my equipment. I've really wanted to get the new GoPro, get like a 5D, you know, all of those things are on my list, but it's just like big purchases for a year where I've made literally pretty much no money, which is a little difficult. So yeah, hopefully in 2021 we are going to upgrade the whole shoot setup. Okay, next up we have something I've been trying to do for the last couple of months, being a less obsessive dog mom. which is impossible when I see Mars's cute face and I just get sucked in so like deep. But it's, you know, the like having him around really made me survive the pandemic. Like I don't think I would have been able to stay home, stay positive, stay happy if it wasn't for him through this dark time. But now I just feel like, you know, with things opening up, me going back to work, me going back and forth between home and here, like just filming here and not staying here a lot, I want him also to be a little more independent, and I want myself to be a little more independent as well. So yeah, I'm trying to like make us a little less obsessive. I'm trying to be less obsessive. I'm trying to be less obsessive. Why can I say this? I am trying to be less obsessive. So that, yeah, it's easier for both of us. And I feel like any pet parent would be feeling this way because obviously in the pandemic, we've been like attached to our pets. So you spent the whole day, whole night with them for so many months. And now that you're going back to work or traveling or going out, it's like complicated, and you're trying to like, you know, kind of get them used to that as well. And also for me, I don't really live here permanently normally. So now when I'm going back and forth, I'm still going back and forth so that he can adjust a little, and then I'll move back once my parents are settled and he's settled. But yeah, so I just want to be less obsessive. Number 12, spend more time with my family and friends. So guys, I mean, I literally have barely met anybody the whole year. Like I have been in a very tight inner circle. I have literally just hung out with my parents or Vaibhav or Mars or my sister. I haven't even met my nephews since March. I'm looking forward to spending some time with them this month because we're planning like a get together and things like that, and I'm gonna go spend a few days with them because they've not been in the city. But it's just so hard. Like I miss so many of my close friends or family. As you guys saw me get ready for the pandemic wedding, for Django's wedding, who's one of my closest friends. I finally saw all my friends after like so long because I had not met anybody. And I just really miss that. Like, you know, just hanging out with my friends, socializing, eating good food, talking, discussing our lives, or just cuddling with my nephews or like the rest of my family. Like my like extended family is pretty close knit as well, and we usually meet on everybody's birthdays or you know, like have dinners every few months. But this whole year has gone by with nothing. So I feel like I really want to spend more quality time with my friends and family whenever it's safe and as much as it's possible, because I really feel like I miss that. And yeah, it's been a tough year for everyone, so I want to just like spread some joy and love and hang out with everybody. Next up is an interesting point that I thought of, which I really want to do, is monetize my content on my own terms. Now, what I mean by this is, as you guys know, I'm not someone that does a lot of brand collabs because I really want to do genuine collaborations. I don't want to just do them to make money, but at the same time, this is my full-time job and I do need to make money. So I was thinking of different ways to monetize my content on my own terms and partnering with brands that I genuinely love. So the first way is obviously through my favorites. Like I said, I was going to do a sponsored but loved tag, which I thought of last year, but I never did it through the year because I didn't want to introduce it in the pandemic. But I feel like I want to do that from this year. So that's one angle. Or yeah, like that, or to do, like, as I said, like the merch or the curation or stuff, different angles of monetization other than just sponsored posts and things like that, because I'm really picky about the brands that I like to work with and I like to keep that way. So thinking of other ways to monetize the content, make some money, pay my rent. And yeah, that's something I have been thinking about a lot for the last couple of months. And I have a few ideas. So yeah, starting with the favorites, we will be doing sponsored but loved, like one segment in my favorites, which obviously, as we've already discussed this last year, so it just never happened. 2021, it's happening. Okay, next up, declutter and clean through the year. So I'm a messy person generally. I always have stuff lying around. I clean, the next day there's something lying around. I mean, unless someone's sitting on my head with like a stick saying clean, 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 it's very hard for me to be, you know, a person that's organized. And I have a lot of stuff always. So it's just really like, I'm a hoarder. And I just feel like I do these big cleaning drives every few months. Instead of that, I would want to just, you know, declutter, clean like on a weekly basis and try to get rid of stuff that I don't need, you know. Like now, as I said, I've worked out this system where I have a lot of people that we share stuff, or I give away whatever I don't want to use, of the products that I get. If I'm not going to use it, I want to give it away. So I want to do it much quicker so that I'm decluttered and cleaned on a regular basis, because I just feel like otherwise it gets too much, and then you do it, it gets too much, then you do it again. And yeah, that's just way too much work. Next up, eat more fruits. I feel like this whole year I've barely eaten fruits. I don't know why. I love fruits, and normally I used to eat a lot of fruit here. I've just, I think, replaced fruits with sugar, like desserts, and I need to stop that. So it's a very normal thing, but I've realized it. Eat more fruits. Eat more fruits. Number 16, pamper myself. Okay, so I feel like this has been a really hard year. Like I normally am not someone that goes for a lot of like spa treatments or any of those things. Like I rarely get like maybe a couple of massages in a year, or all I do is get a manicure pedicure, which also I've had nothing the whole year. Like I have literally done my own manicure pedicures through the year. And I just, that's something I miss terribly. Like I love getting a pedicure. But yeah, like I just want to unwind, spoil myself a little. Like this year is really, you know, like I feel like there's so much more happening because you're doing like housework, you're like cooking, then you gotta work, then you gotta like, you know, look after your pets. You gotta like, there's so many extra responsibilities that normally I would not have had in terms of like cooking, because obviously a cook would be coming, or like cleaning, like sweeping, swabbing, making beds, all of those things which become like really like a lot. And then on top of it, you're working and you're doing like, you know, like trying to be creative and create content. And I just feel like I really deserve a little bit of a pampering for the year that it's been. So yeah, there's just no agenda, but just in general to pamper myself. Okay, next up we have something I've been trying to do through the pandemic as well. It is to do more for local businesses and designers or stores or brands, to help them, because it's been a really tough year for everybody. I know that, and I know a lot of local brands are struggling. So yeah, we actually have been thinking about how to work with them in terms of, you know, promoting them or what can be done. I've already done a lot through the pandemic, but I still want to do more through this year, to just kind of, you know, show people what we kind of have locally as well, because we have some beautiful, amazing brands, especially for home decor and things like that. I love a lot of Indian brands, or even clothing. We have some beautiful like you know, clothing brands that don't do like really high-end expensive outfits as well, but like we just don't know about it, right? So I feel like I'm in that position to kind of share that with you, which was the whole local series that I did in terms of food, fashion, all of that. So I really want to do that more often, or do more of that. So if you're a local brand, or, you know, someone in that space, send me an email or send us your stuff, your pages. Let me take a look. And whenever I do like a curated video or something, I would love to add you to that. And yeah, that's my plan, to help more local brands and businesses grow through the year. Next up, we have an interesting one. It's say no to people and put myself first, which I rarely do. I've always been a people pleaser, and that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So it's a good thing because most people always like you. It's a bad thing in yourself, like for yourself, because sometimes you kind of put yourself and your needs, you know, behind that of other people. And anyone, this is not just for people close to me. Like I find it really hard to say no to people for things, even if I don't really want to do something, or I don't want to, I just very rarely say no. So I feel like during the pandemic, that's something I've been very conscious of. And I have started to say no to people, whether it's for work or whether it's anything. Like even if it's, if I feel like for the whole point of like, again, going to socialize or meet people, for the longest time, it was really hard for me to say, no, I'm not comfortable coming to, a party or to someone's house at this point, or even now, because I feel like a lot of people now are socializing. But I'm like, no, my parents are really old and I've kept them locked in for like the whole year and the virus hasn't gone. So it doesn't make sense. Like I can only do it with like, or meet people that I know are not socializing, or that I mean, of course, if we were to get it, we had to get it. But of course, as like try to be as responsible as I can. So like those are things I've learned which were really difficult for me. Like the old Sherry would never say no. Like I was always ready for a party. I was always ready for anybody's birthday, for anybody's dinner. I would like, like go to 20 places if I had to, and then even end up for a friend's birthday dinner because I just didn't want to miss it. Like even if I was working, if I had an early morning flight, all of those things. But now I've realized that sometimes you have to kind of put yourself first. And in this year of being alone a lot and not meeting people has taught me that you have to put yourself first and you have to learn to say no. So that's something I'm working on. It's a work in progress, but I'm trying to put myself first and trying to say no. Then I definitely want to get a tattoo this year. I have an idea that I've been trying to execute, which I thought of last year, which I didn't really do. I have one tattoo here on the base of my neck, on the nape of my neck here. It's Amour, which is love in French. I actually wanted to get one somewhere here was my thought process. And I've even vaguely thought of what. I don't really want to say it until I do it. But yeah, I just feel like I got mine when I was in New York, and I always say I'll do it when I travel. I don't know, somehow I just feel like I'm happier when I'm traveling. In that whole holiday mode, I just get a tattoo kind of feeling. So yeah, I mean, I have thought about it. I have had it on my mind for a while now, and through the year I've kind of mulled over it. So I think I will get a tattoo in 2021. Okay, next up, do more collabs, virtual or like in person if we all get the vaccine and COVID is done. But I just feel like I miss doing collabs. I love my mukbang series where I could sit down and chat with people and eat with people. Unfortunately, it's not as much fun as virtually. It's just you're not next to the person, you're not sharing food. But I still miss doing collabs. So comment below with who you want me to collab with, and I'm gonna try and do some stuff virtually or otherwise, or whatever I can figure out. I'm gonna try and do some stuff for you guys. And last but definitely not the least on my list is be happy. Okay, I've realized a lot of people say a lot of things like being happy is a choice, and if you want to be happy, you can be happy in any circumstance, and all of those kind of things. And I always used to think that, that's a bit of a humbug thing to say, because if someone's in a really shitty place, it's impossible to be happy or whatever. But at some level through this year, I can kind of resonate with that, and I understand that even in that difficult situation, there is obviously a silver lining, and being happy is a choice at some level. And you can always be happy with what you have or be grateful for what you have. And you can obviously choose to be resentful for what you have as well at the same time. So yeah, definitely being happy somewhere is a choice. And I just wanted to remind myself that it's been a really tough year, and this year I want to be happy. I want to keep being happy, and I want to be happier. So be happy. So guys, those were my 21 goals, resolutions, bucket list items for 2021, whatever you want to call it. I would request you guys to sit down and make your own list. Share it in the comments if you want to. Don't share it if you don't want to, but just make it, because it gives you that time to kind of sit down, think about your life, think about where you want your life to head in the next year. And after this whole idle year, I feel like everybody wants to do more things. Like we went from being productive to being lazy to being whatever. But now I'm just like, 2021 is going to be better, and I want to achieve all these things, and I want to start on a positive note. So yeah, make your own bucket list and start on a positive note. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful to make your own list, or if you're going to use any of the things from my list, comment below and let me know what. And comment below about all the other things I asked you to. See you guys.